Okay, we're going to be watching exclamation point, etc. Or if you're in the UK, I think it's bang, 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 bang. Playing Kiriko on Colosseo. This is Plat 5 on North America. I don't know if it's PC or console. Worst Plat Kiriko NA. What are the biggest things I should focus on to have more impact on my games? I've been playing Overwatch since Overwatch 1, but took 18 plus months off between the game between Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 release, and haven't played any FPS games during that off period. Back now, trying to relearn the game in the 5v5 format while also working to regain my mechanical skill. I peaked in low diamond on support, 3140, it's pretty good. In Overwatch 1 as an anime, I started playing Overwatch 2 competitive in the last week or so. Initially placed Gold 5 before going on a massive win streak and ranking up to Plat 5. During the rank up process, by the way, 3140 for folks who don't know is Diamond 4 in the new format. So they're probably still very underranked. During that rank up process, I realized I wanted to pick up Kiriko because she seemed very fun and powerful. She is. So I played several hours over quick play, watching Kiriko content before trying her in competitive matches on my alt account. Needless to say, I lost a lot of games. I'm coming here to seek advice. Description of the game. This game is so close, I know the team could have clinched a W if I played even a small bit better. I really like to hear about one or two macro ideas that I should focus on to improve my overall Kiriko play, especially when it comes to when and how I should be setting up my own aggressive plays. Oh, we're going to be doing that. I think there are several examples in the replay where I committed too hard for my own flanks to the detriment of my team, and others where I was healing insignificant chip where I should have been looking for something else to do instead, but wasn't sure what to do or where to contribute more. I think I'm also struggling with this game mode and map in general. So map/game mode specific advice is also welcome if you know anything I'm misplaying in that regard too. Okay, so for starters, I do not advocate an aggressive playstyle for Kiriko until you get to at least Diamond. I think that I've seen a lot of games from Bronze all the way to Masters, but I would say the Bronze through Plat and even low Diamond, the most common issues people are making are simply not healing and not Suzuing at the right times. And if they did that, they would climb alone. Does that mean you can't be aggressive on Kiriko? Absolutely not. Does that mean you can't get a ton of value from attacking? In fact, attacking can actually be better than healing? Yeah, for sure. But it's really hard to consistently get value out of attacking unless your aim is really good and the right opportunity presents itself. So in general, I tend to focus a lot, especially at this level, I focus more on the who could you have kept alive versus when could you have gotten a kill. I will try to point that out, like the damage side, but I'm going to guess if you're losing games in low plat, you're probably not keeping people alive is the biggest issue. All right, on a macro scale, looking at this, you're going to have you and Anna, so a ton of healing on this team. Hog doesn't need a lot of heals, but definitely look to cleanse him all the time. Bastion, whenever he goes tank form, really, really important that you're giving him healing. Right, super, super important that whenever he tanks, that you're hard pocketing him when he's in tank mode. Junkrat's not going to need too much healing. And apologies for the cough drop. Otherwise, if I don't have the cough drop, this video will be unwatchable because of the coughing. All right, so you heard/saw the Widow shot. Kiriko's actually a really good, I wouldn't say counter, but a really good deterrent to Widow. If she's set up and you find an off angle, you can kill her or force her off her angle very quickly. You're doing this flank route, which I do not agree with. So, right away, as soon as the Bastion goes, I would throw max one kunai and immediately start healing. Alright? Because it's possible for the Bastion to get bursted down here. He gets knocked behind you. It also affects how aggressive he feels. Like, he feels like he's being pocketed, he might go in much more aggressively, versus if he doesn't, then he might chill. Okay. Your team's split right now. I think you're making the right call. Let your Anna deal with the Hog, and then you can deal with the team, or the DPS rather. It's unfortunate because purple goes off. If you notice that, you could look for a cleanse, but it's not a big deal because your Hog was in cover, so it's probably okay. So Bastion's going in again. He lost one, unfortunate. So this is interesting. By the way, that right there, if you're looking for kill opportunities, this soldier is very overextended. You can fire at least 2 kunais before he gets back to cover, and if you hit both of them, he dies. Okay, you see the Hog is low. You barely get him with this Suzu. I would suggest getting used to turning to looking down right after you teleport to immediately throw it. And then also trying to immediately heal. That's pretty good at kunais. Alright, good. Worth kill. So, when you duck for cover here, you go way too deep. Right? Just You don't need to go this far. Just play here, right? Reload, come back out. If, by the way, if you're worried because you wanted the regen, then stay here, heal your Ana, wait for the regen, and then go. There's no reason to go that far in. It's gonna call not to challenge right there. Like if the Widow's aiming at you, don't challenge that. So this is interesting. I don't think you leave cart here because you know your DPS are both dead. Okay, you were sitting in the kill feed, they're both dead. It's just you three here. There's nothing to do on the right side. I would just stay with the hog, right? And this moment where you look away, your hog's still missing. Like, there's not enough healing going into your hog, which is why your Ana ends up throwing this grenade, which is really unfortunate because you really do not want that grenade to get forced. Right? Do the full heal. Right? You should have done another full heal here. You see how some of those healings are not on target? You see 2, 4, 6. So 60% of your healing is not on target. I guess the hog happens to run into 4 of them, but that was lucky. Right? Throw that full heal. Then you only do 4 of the 10 heal, then you start climbing here, but like, why? If you're scared of the Widow, I think you want to play here, right? Play this inside corner, or play right here is totally fine. I think going to the right is just going to put you in more danger and get you trapped out here, potentially. So you climb this for no particular good reason. You see your hog's taking damage right now. He gets a hook. If you'd been here, you could have gotten an opportunity to get a kill, right? You're looking for kill opportunities. Hook, right? Hook, throw it at headshot level, right? This brig dies if you're here. You're late coming back to it. Now you're too far away to throw the Suzu quickly. Now your Ana, right, who gets lit, instinctively takes cover. And you just don't get as much of an advantage here as you could have if you hadn't, if you just been playing with your team to begin with. Like little details, like that small side trip you took. This is super dangerous. Like you've seen the Widow multiple times. Like you saw her, you would have seen. I hope you have enemy health bars up. You would have seen that health bar right here. You should just play behind the cart. This wide peek right here should have killed you. And you saw the Widow was actually looking there. Right. Just keep Ana alive here. You don't need to step up. The hog is totally fine, right? Full health, all cooldowns, behind cover. He's fine. I would hard pocket my Ana right now and just give all my healing to the Ana because the Ana should get blown up right now. They don't target the Ana because they're fools. So you see again, you've missed I think 4-ish Afudas into the wall. You just can't be missing tanks, right? Just you can't. I mean, you really shouldn't be missing anybody. It tracks, but you definitely can't be missing tanks. Then you throw. He's critical right here. I understand this. He's not actually in that much danger. I've already recognized that the burst window for the enemy is over. That's what got him down there to begin with. But he is critical, so I understand throwing Suzu here. But you didn't actually need it because you really want Suzu right now. Once I hear hook, the second I hear hook, go to the left and immediately start throwing kunais. Right, you're slow to react. Bet you really wish you had Suzu now. Yeah, just die. It's okay. I would just throw kunais there and just farm a little bit ulti. That way you can have it at the start of this fight. Your junk is just being a fool. So you don't need to like chase her down. I mean, just preventing her from taking the angle is enough. So you hear her close here. You peek even though she hasn't shot. Oh, I think you see your Ana peeking. Is that why you go? I think this is still a dangerous peek, but I understand. I still can't tell if it's console or PC. I feels like console, but who knows? Alright, so your little side adventure trying to chase the Widow basically means that your team has wasted a ton of time here. So you see your hog is low, your Bastion's has to play really far back because he's not being pocketed, right? So the important things of like, you know, stopping the cart, helping your team out, have been lost because you spend so much time trying to go after the Widow. Then your Suzu gets forced out, even though you're actually behind cover now, so you don't actually need the Suzu anymore. So your Suzu gets forced out, so you use a valuable cooldown for very little value. You see your hog is super low. You really need to get down there. You pop Rush, which your Hog can sort of use. Again, critical moments where you're not healing or dealing any damage or doing anything of value. Like, you kind of stumble around up here for a bit. Like, not, you see? Like, alright. So, watch from all the way back here. So let's track how much damage and healing you get. Starting from right now. Okay, let's just say 247. I'm not going to count the healing on yourself. So that's probably about 40 healing right there. And then that's like another 80 healing. So in the course of 247, so that's 18 seconds. In the course of 18 seconds, you healed for about 120 health and did 0 damage. In a critical period of time where like the team fight has engaged. So let's just think about that, right? You spent a lot of time chasing this Widow away, getting shot, Suzuing yourself, walking back, popping ulti, wandering around here for a little bit, and then being like, oh, maybe I should do something. That can't happen, right? Having one support basically completely out of the fight for almost 20 seconds is going to result in losses more than wins. So these kunais are just not good. Like, that kunai, fine. That kunai, not so good, but still fine. This kunai, terrible. There's nobody here. This kunai, also really bad. Nobody's even on your screen. You need better trigger discipline. Okay, good kill. Yeah, and that's why Whittles shouldn't just repeat that. I would be careful. It is possible for the soldier to kill you here. Also, nobody is moving the cart. Oh, boy. That should be your job. Bastion goes back for it. Yeah, this feels like console. Okay, so now you go on your little flank adventure. This is why you lose games. So, it's a good flank. You kill the Widow, great. It's all pretty regular. Good headshots there. So new Kiriko changes, you can now heal and throw, I think, 2 kunais before losing any healing, which you should take advantage of. Headshot. Yep. I think a good idea not to re-challenge. I don't think you have to teleport back to cart there. I think you're better off playing here, right? And then just healing your Hog and then waiting. And then keeping your... Because your Widow's going to be scared that you're going to peek her, so she's going to, like, hold this, which means she's not putting pressure on anybody else. And if you hear her shoot somebody else, then you can go right away. But if you are going to teleport anywhere, your Ana, who's totally safe on the cart and has self-regen, is not the call, I would say. The Bastion underneath you, who has half health in tank form, that's actually who you should be healing. Be very careful about walking forward here. Yeah, see, you're like way too slow to react to this. You could switch up right now. You try to heal through the wall first, then you could have Suzu'd right away. Yeah, that's just rough. They have Zen now. I think it's an okay Suzu. Your Ana was low, but the Hog certainly wasn't going to die. But I think it's unlikely anybody would have died there. Oh, Visor goes off. You haven't reloaded your kunais from before. You failed the wall climb. I understand. That happens to me too. And then you die. So I think the general pattern is emerging that you're just not doing anything. Like, you got the Widow pick, which is great, but after that, like, your actual team fight, like, decision making is not very good. I think, again, just sticking with your team, keeping people alive, Suzuing at the right times, and then, like, finding opportunities to get attacks instead of trying to make something happen. Like, when the opposing team makes mistakes or somebody gets low, I think that's way better value. Yep. So that'll happen to you sooner or later. So one critical thing here, just from a dodging mechanics, don't keep walking towards her, right? If you keep walking towards her like this is what you're doing, okay? Once she starts aiming at you, only exclusively go left and right. it's much, much harder to hit versus if you're going towards her. So you just look at her from her side. All right, it's much, much easier for her to hit that versus if you exclusively go left and right. Again, like, I think you're overemphasizing the Widow. Like, you're like, oh man, if I kill the Widow, we'll win the game. But that's clearly not what's happening. The Widow's actually not doing very much typically. Even when you shut her down, you're still not able to convert the team fights because you're making a lot of other mistakes.
We're so close to taking the lead.
Great. You don't need to go back to the Hog. Anna's got it. So you should understand, like, Anna's already got control of this. You can't do anything anyway, right? The Hog's purple. The Anna will heal, right? You should look for this opportunity right here to kill their Anna or help your junk fight the Cassidy, who you can hear walking right now. It is a mistake to try to go back. Yeah, see? So you could have saved junk right here with Suzu easily, or just healing. Either one would have saved him, or gone after the Anna. It is such a mistake. Like, you're tunnel visioning, trying to run back to the Hog. So now you're down your heroes. Again, I think the big issue here is you're just not saving your DPS nearly enough. It's funny because most supports I see like have problems keeping tank alive, but you're having trouble keeping your DPS alive. You get forward spawn, great. Oh wow, I don't know why your Hog decided to stand there. Oh, he's trying to hook somebody off. Okay, this fight's basically over. Yeah, just leave. Oh, you didn't get forward spawn. Or you lost it. So again, you see how much healing is lost here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 healing. 6 healing? 6 Afudos? You lost 60% of your healing just because you're not tracking well. Again, a moment where you're attacking, where you have critical health teammates. Right? Anna's less than half, Hog is less than half. And like, I guess you can try to prevent the off angle, but like, why are you trying to heal him right now? Anna's super low, and then she dies. Again, Anna was very savable, right? It's not even like she's getting blown up here. This is just spin, which does 100 damage over 2 seconds. You easily could have kept her alive and healing her. Way too late. You lose 2. Yeah. DPS dies again. I really emphasize, as I said at the beginning of this video, I do not think you should be thinking about trying to get kills. I think you should focus on healing and keeping people alive. And when you feel like you've reached your peak in terms of like, I do everything I possibly can to like keep teammates alive, then start looking at what extra value you can provide with kills. Again, if there are easy opportunities that arise, great. But you're trying too hard to create opportunities, right? You did not need the challenge right here. So right here, you could have simply stayed on your Hog and kept healing up, right? You could have dropped down right now with your Hog and just played with your Hog. And then, by the way, you would have had an easy opportunity to kill the Zen after that. See, Zen's at 50 health, right? One kunai and a melee would have killed him. I don't even know if the Zen dies. The Zen doesn't even die. Yeah, super bad. So instead of dropping with the Hog, you decide to try to take this fight over here with the Cassidy. Which, why? just play routine here.
What's up? Soothing your wounds.
By the way, I don't see anything that's like specific to push. I mean, there definitely is nuance to push, but I don't think it's relevant in this game at all. So I wouldn't bother talking about it. So, critical moment. Anna pops Nano. Right, Orisa spin. Stop attacking the Orisa. Orisa's fortified, Anna's spin, and she's gonna eat all your projectiles. You should be attacking to the right. This way is where you should be attacking right now if you want to be attacking. Yeah. So you're a little late here. Great. You did not need to throw that Suzu. Right. Cassidy's already dead. I assume you threw it to try to save him from High Noon, but like Cassidy's already dead, so don't worry about it. So I can't tell if you're thinking about going to flank here. I don't go for the flank. It's fine. Right? Like your indecision, where you keep thinking about going to the flank, or like maybe to control the flank. You see how low your Junkrat is getting continually? Like you have to get him up. And every single second that your Junkrat is like not getting healed means your Junkrat's not putting pressure on the opposing team. If your Junkrat was getting healed constantly, he'd be putting so much pressure on the Zen and the soldier here. I think this is an okay rush. I mean, ideally you would have sent it down this way, but I kind of understand positioning. So, Echo kills your Ana. Could you have done anything about it? Probably. So you can hear it. So you see the Echo right here. She's flying over your head. Nobody in front of you is in any particular danger. I wouldn't fret about that. Your Echo goes right over you. You hear the stickies. You should have turned at this point and started healing the Ana. And then you would have saved her. Echo's still alive behind you. Oh boy. Just kill her. Yeah. Ugh. So you wait way too long here. You see that he's super low. You should have pushed this and just wall climbed up and dropped down to avoid getting one shot by the right click. I don't think he's even charging it. He's not even charging it. Yeah, you could just come around the corner right now. Yeah, that was a mistake. Oh boy. Alright, managed to get the kill. Junkrat dies for like the millionth time right next to you. That time there's not much you could have done because you're fighting the Zen, but...
They're taking the robot.
So, ult's coming. A very good tell for Orisa's is that they will spin towards you super aggressively, and then they will pop ulti. That almost always is how ults happen from Orisa. So whenever you see Orisa spinning, you should immediately look to get out. Either just kite back if you have enough space, or right now where you don't have enough space, immediately look for someone to swift step to, like your Ana. You could have done the 180, swift step to her, and then came back. Because Orisa's ulti can like basically never kill tanks. It doesn't do enough damage. So it's really weird that your hog gets pulled in, which is good, okay? And then, instead of re-peeking this right away to go help your hog, you go to the right for some reason. I don't know if it's lack of map familiarity, but there's no actual way to get here. Unless you go all the way over here and like that. Left is much, much faster. So, your poor pathing has gotten you in big trouble. Your hog dies right now, where you could have saved him at really any moment of time if you either gone to the left or swift stepped immediately. Like right now would have been totally fine to swift step, or right now. And then finally he's gonna die here. You throw Suzu, it's totally wasted. You try to duel again. This is, by the way, not your job, and you're not particularly good at it. Again, if you want to be attacking more often, I think you should play Baptiste. Baptiste or Zen. Yeah, right now is not the time to be fighting. If you die right now, it's a huge stagger. Like you're significantly unfavored here in the situation because they have the Zen as well and the tank in your face. Like you have almost no chance of getting a kill, but a very high chance of getting picked. I think this is good timing to be attacking the Ana. Oh, well, never mind. Somebody has to touch the cart. Nobody gets to the cart. That's why everybody's just running forward there. Okay, so as is always the case, pretty much always the case when I look at Kiriko games under low diamond and below, your primary issue is that you just don't keep people alive, right? If you just kept like your Bastion or your Junkrat like alive this game, they would have done so much more, and your tank and your support. You know, just like pretty straightforward things. Just like look at them, keep them alive. Number one. I would say number two, make sure you're landing healings and landing Suzus. Number three, you're spending way too much effort trying to go off on your own like flanking adventure, which doesn't necessarily get you a ton of value. Yeah, I just don't think that's a particularly good idea. I'm trying to think. Like obviously there's like a bunch of like micro issues going on here too, but I think on a macro scale, I think it's those things, right? Number one is just keep teammates alive. Number two, make sure you're tracking your heals and your Suzus. Number three is stop prioritizing attacking people. Like take them if they comes, but don't go out of your way to try to pick fights with people. You know what I mean? Like just focus on just keeping people alive, and I think that you will definitely climb. And then eventually you will hit a cap, probably somewhere around low to mid diamond, where you're like, okay, like I basically never let teammates die unless like I'm giving them max healing and Suzu's off cooldown. How do I win games now? And then we can start talking about attacking. But you're nowhere close to that point. Like you're letting so many people die next to you, and I think that just working on the basics right now, like the 101 fundamentals, is what's going to help you improve and win games. Okay, hopefully that's helpful.